through my 10 years of career, there were regularly stories of, oh, so-and-so has been discovered on this squadron, or so somebody has been found in at this RAF base. And so there always, every couple of months there was a story of somebody having been discovered and outed and thrown out. And, back then, in the early days of my career, definitely still being jailed. They'd done something that was entirely legal in the civilian world, but because it was unacceptable for the armed forces, they found themselves in prison. And certainly, lots of people being discharged and losing everything as a result of that. So I knew I still couldn't allow myself to be discovered. Even though I'd come out to myself, there was no way I could come out to anybody else around me. And I actually met a guy and who lived down here in the Midlands, in Worcester. And we started a long distance relationship, and every opportunity I had to get away, I could get down from Kinloss down to Worcester, and we'd have a long weekend together, and I could be my true self, as it were. We went to a local gay nightclub, and that had a membership card, so we had that. I joined the Gay Bikers Motorcycle Club, which also had a membership card, and rather than leaving them in Worcester, which would probably have been the sensible thing to do, I had them in my wallet, as was just the natural thing to do. Put your cards in your wallet. And about a year or so after meeting my partner, I lost the wallet. And I knew what was in the wallet, so I knew there was a significant risk that if it turned up in the wrong place for the wrong person, then that could be it. So it would then just followed weeks of every morning I'd wake up thinking, is it going to get handed in today? And as I think it was probably about 6 weeks or so, every day would get slightly better, thinking, oh, I've got away with it. Perhaps it's lost forever and nothing's going to surface. And we went off for a training flight one day. I was doing my role as a second navigator on the Nimrod, and we landed back at Kinloss, did the usual shutting down of the aircraft, and I'm sat there at the navigator station, and I'm packing up and closing down the computer and writing up the logs and all that kind of good stuff. And the wing commander for the squadron was there to meet the aircraft. Obviously, I didn't know that until he'd come up the steps of the aircraft, walked up through the middle of the aircraft, and he comes to me and he sees me packing up, and he says, "Don't worry about that, just come with me." So pretty much immediately I knew what that had to be, and it was a real mixture of feelings. There was that actual relief to a degree that, okay, the situation was defined now, I knew where things were going, but at the same time there was that realisation that I hadn't got away with it. And this was probably it for my career. The only thing I'd ever wanted to do. This was probably over.